What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Shit Show. I'm one of your hosts, Anthony Costanzo. With me, as always, Brian the Beard Rooney
What's up?
and Matthew Evelyn Lemary.
Hello. Hello, gentlemen.
Evelyn?
I don't know. It seemed good at the time.
It is better than his actual middle name.
What is your actual middle name?
Philip.
Ooh. Oh, I was going to make that a whole thing. Spoiler alert.
I have a pillow pet duck, and I named him Philip. That's more fitting.
You have Jesus Christ.
I like ducks.
All right.
I'm
What, a pillow pet? Did you? All right. Was this a gift or did you buy it on your own? Did you see the duck in the store and you were like, "I'm gonna take him home and name him Philip"?
No, Dana bought it for me after I bought her a ladybug pillow pet, which we named Francine.
All right.
But she knows I like ducks, and there's a duck pillow pet.
You're a simple guy, Brian.
Yeah, I mean,
Ducks and fluffy chickens. This is what I've gotten from you. Those are the things that you like.
oh, fluffy chickens are so cute.
I like turtles.
Yeah, I'm like that kid, except with freaking like birds and shit. Well, not really birds. I don't like many birds, just ducks, which are sort of birds.
Right, chickens and ducks would both be qualified and classified as birds.
Right, but I call them sort of birds because most birds annoy me. Those do not.
Sort of birds.
Yeah.
A very special
Right.
species.
If you want a good description of birds, just listen to Ben Bailey's stand-up Road Rage.
Oh my god, he's so good.
Yeah, his stuff about birds is out of this world funny.
Uh,
Have you seen that, Matt?
No, unless he's asking questions in cabs. I haven't
Oh,
seen
man.
much of what he
You
does.
have to see stand up.
It's on Netflix, Matt. I know you're a Netflix stealer, so you need to go check that out.
And
I will.
before Matt brings up disease again, I'm just gonna.
Actually, in Matt's absence last week, I brought up Aziz because we were talking about This Is the End. Did you see that movie, Matt?
Yeah, obviously. There's always time to bring up Aziz.
When Craig Robinson kicked Aziz in the hole?
Yeah.
I had to save him.
I tried to save Aziz.
All right. There's something I want to jump in on. Are you guys fans of The Chive?
Yes.
Not
Okay.
really. I should be, but I'm not.
Yeah, you definitely should be. Did you guys see? Oh well, you didn't, Brian. Matt, did you see today? There was like a segment of texts from ex-girlfriends.
I have not seen this today.
All right, I gotta read this one to you. I saved it because it was a gem. This text starts off from the girl speaking, and then obviously then the guy. So I'm going to switch back and forth and read it to you. It's very short. So from the girl, "Hey Mark," the guy.
Obviously.
"What do you want? You broke up with me a month ago. It's over, unless you want to do some ... things. Winky face. Oh, what type of things? Winky face. Illegal things. Winky face. What do you want to do exactly? Question mark. Winky face. Kill you."
I actually saw that posted somewhere else.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I got frustrated by the amount of winky faces. I think any amount of winky face emoticons that is past one is just too much. It really is.
It's a hard limit.
Yeah, enough winking. You're not really winking after you say something. You're just texting. It just, I don't know. Emoticons in and itself don't make sense to me.
Now,
Like,
do you consider? Do you think it's acceptable to use an emoticon as an entire IM or text message, or do you only like it as a supplement?
I don't really like it as a supplement, although I do use them obviously. But it's better as its entirety because, like, if I tell you, "Hey, I'm eating right now," and I send you a picture of like me and a smiley face, I'm happy, I'm eating. I'd rather just send you a picture of a burger and yeah, I'm eating some food.
The whole winky face business reminds me of that episode of Friends when Joey just says things provocatively. The grandma's chicken salad,
Yeah.
winky face.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
And also when he doesn't know how to use air quotes. They never gave us our Friends movie that they were supposed to bring out.
I'm okay with that though. I will just leave it alone. It was great. It ended well. I'm happy with it. Don't
Well,
touch it.
I'm not. I wanted a Friends movie.
Do you really think it's gonna be that good though?
Listen, hardly any even cult followings end the way that they're supposed to. With, hey, it's going to be 6 seasons and a movie. Hardly ever does it work out like that.
This is my problem. Why I want a Friends movie. Yes, Friends ended in a great way, but then they did that horrific spin-off, Joey.
Oh
So
right.
so
Yeah.
that's what the last thing Friends related was. That can't be.
So speaking of horrendous endings, have you heard about this Girl Meets World business going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it either, but
I watched it. I'm all up to date.
oh, did you? How is it?
I did. Honestly, I think they're doing a good job. Yeah.
How many
Yeah. I'm sorry for the sigh.
When you say they're doing a good job, do you mean they're doing a good job for like preserving it or a good
No.
job?
Okay. So no. That's the thing. That's the problem. You're gonna go in. You're thinking, I want Boy Meets World again. No, that's
But
not what it is.
but I do.
I know. So stop and go back and watch the old shows because they're great and they're still on. Okay, I just hope. Can you just do that randomly throughout the show? But I think what they're doing though is pretty awesome. Like I mean, you got that nostalgia from the old characters that they have on there, and they're still themselves, right? Topanga and Corey are still awesome, and they still act exactly the same way.
But they were
I
the
think.
two worst characters on the show.
Oh, stop it. The rest of them, it works out really well, and it's like one of those, it's a family oriented show that's on right now, and I feel like there's not a lot of those, and it does have that old feel, even if it has that very weird camera style that I don't care for.
What camera style would that be?
Just watch it. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you watch it, you'll understand. It's that Disney camera style. Can you picture that? Like just a typical Disney show?
Well, typical Disney shows I picture perverts watching now because like all those girls.
What?
My friend Rob's a pervert and watches Disney shows for the girls.
Oh, great. Now he's on a list.
Yeah.
Sure.
He was in my house one day. He slept over, and Dana was here, and he puts on Sam and Cat, and he's like, one of the blondes, like she's so hot, and I'm like, she's like 12, and turns out she's like 20, and that made her a little more attractive, but he's still perverted.
I don't know.
Now, is it a crime? Is it a crime if you think she's underage and she's not? I feel like that should still be a crime. It's like, what the hell? I thought you were 12. This isn't gonna work out.
Yeah, I don't like Disney stuff anymore. I'm an adult now, Anthony.
Now, Brian, you bring up Boy Meets World. You bring up Boy Meets World, and you don't like Corey and Topanga. Who would your favorite character be?
There's no question.
Is that really a question, Matt?
I just want to hear you say it. I'm going somewhere with this.
I mean, it's obviously Angela.
You just blew his mind. There was a slow turn. You guys can't see this.
It's not, but it's not. You couldn't even tee me up.
The best part of that was I said it's obviously Angela, and then you hear sirens in the background. They were coming to lock me up for that atrocity of a statement.
They were.
Okay, obviously it's Eric.
Right, Eric Matthews, aka Will. What is it? Friedel.
Yeah. Will Friedel or Friedel.
And
yeah,
in some point in his career, he did a.
Oh, I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
He did a cartoon, didn't he? I think he did a.
Goddamn right he did.
Didn't he do a cartoon of some sort of masked vigilante? I can't remember the guy's name. Anthony.
Brian, I'm drawing a blank. Can you help us out?
Brian, what was it?
I think he was a spoiled rich person who's not a superhero. I think that's who he was. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's not a real superhero. It was some spoiled rich guy that,
You're just jealous because Batman is so much more badass than you are.
He was Batman plays with squirrels.
I don't. One of you guys pointed this out to me that in one of the episodes he actually like says like I am Batman, which is funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he totally does.
Because he is Batman.
He's sitting on the couch, and I believe it's Topanga who's like, "Who do you think you are?" And he just turns to her and goes, I'm Batman.
Oh God, I didn't know at the time.
Yeah. No, there's a
another
bunch
one.
of that. Yeah.
I found another one of those in there. You remember Big Frankie,
Yeah.
right? He's they're throwing an anniversary party for their parents, which was actually they were trying to throw a rave. Realized that it was their parents' anniversary, so they quickly try and turn it around, and now they're throwing an anniversary and a rave
At Chubby's.
at Chubby's. Yes, of course. And they hire Frankie to be the bouncer, and he sends the band away because they weren't on the list that Corey gave them. So Topanga flips out on him, and she calls him a stupid mole rat.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
This was just on the other day, and I was like, bravo.
When was Mallrats and when did that episode air?
It based on how old he looked, I would assume that episode was after.
He's skinny now.
Yeah.
And he was big, and he only got bigger after Boy Meets World. Remember the Titans? He was gigantic.
Yeah. Louis Lessig, right?
Yeah.
What a great movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
So good.
That's one of my favorite football movies. But I mean, it can't be the favorite because Orlando Jones and the Replacements. I mean,
It's true. It's true.
yeah, I mean that's got to be your favorite.
Which, as I check out IMDb here for Boy Meets World, it appears Lindsay Ridgway, who played Morgan, not too surprisingly, seems to be pretty good looking these days.
Not too surprising, meaning as you watch the show, you were like, she's gonna be hot.
We'll see, but
that's okay because he was about her age when he watched it.
Also, I thought she was 12, and she was 12, so I feel like it's fine.
More importantly, you were 12 as well.
More importantly, I'm staying away from this conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that part out about me being 12 as well.
I'm not gonna leave that out. That's staying in here.
Mm. And I think also around the same time, fair to say, Fresh Prince was pretty popular around the same time as Boy Meets World.
I remember they flip-flopped moms. That blew my mind.
Yeah, they didn't acknowledge it on the show.
They just did that classic. Oh, you look different. And then they completely wrote off the younger sister on Family Matters.
Yep.
I don't remember that.
There was a younger sister.
That's how expendable she was.
Exactly. She's in the opening credits, and then one day she's not.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's as if she never existed. There's no mention of her ever again.
Yeah. Ryan, I know you're thinking she's probably really hot now.
I'm really not thinking that, but it's cool. What I am thinking though is two things about that show. Carl Winslow and Steve Urkel. Now, Carl Winslow, he played
Reginald Johnson?
What?
Reginald Vell Johnson?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
It's Reginald something. I don't remember the rest. Johnson sounds fitting. I saw him in A Christmas Carol. He played.
I saw that.
Yeah, that was like years ago, and it's like, wow, Carl Winslow is like in front of me on stage, and this is awesome because Family Matters wasn't still on the air, but the reruns were on like every day, and I was getting ready for school. So I was like, wow, I just watched you like this morning on my TV, and here you are. And the other thing, Steve Urkel did not go anywhere because I was watching a dumb sci-fi movie. I think it was like maybe Sand Sharks or some kind of shark movie, and there's Steve Urkel in that. You went places, buddy.
Yeah, it's always fun to see them like years later. Like you see, Carl. I saw him. I remember him from Family Matters. Then the next time he popped up in my life was Die Hard.
When he was
and then,
Carl Winslow.
right. It wasn't even a different character. Yeah. And then when he popped up in A Christmas Carol, then there's Eddie Winslow, who the next time he popped up was in Saw, and spoilers, gets obliterated.
The next time I saw Eddie Winslow was in a movie, Next Day Air. You guys familiar with that movie at all?
No.
It was also the next time, back to Remember the Titans, that I saw Julius, and he was an absolute thug. It was it was about like a package. I don't remember this movie, so it's probably gonna be completely wrong. But I think it was a package of money that like got delivered to the wrong house, and then a bunch of black people got it, and like spent it and stuff, and then a lot of people died. The only person who lived was Petey from Remember the Titans. It was like a Remember the Titans reunion. This movie. It was it was I rem- I remember enjoying it. I'll just end off there because I don't remember anything else about that movie.
Going back to Mr. Reginald Vell Johnson, wasn't there a rumor that he like died a couple years back? I remember like people saying like, "Yo, Carl Winslow died," and I was like, "Ah, no way!" And then you would go online and it would like just be false, and there was the same rumor that like every other week that Jackie Chan died.
And Kel Mitchell.
Kel Mitchell's another big one. But I just found a great website literally just now, just called deadoraliveinfo.com. You type in someone's name and there's a happy face if they're alive. And it just says like what they're known for, their date of birth and their current age. So Reginald Vell Johnson, smiley face, alive.
I just looked up Family Matters just because I wanted to figure out what the younger sister's name was. And it was Judy Winslow. She was in 70 episodes and apparently left to do porn.
So I guess...
Boom! She's hot now.
That's what I was just going to say. Well, back to, Reginald, Carl Winslow, I forgot his last name, his death thing. I actually remember that quite vividly. And this was...
breakdown.
No, this was like around the time we had just got to like dial up internet, so I would like search a lot of things, and when that was like floating around and he died, I typed it into probably AOL search because I didn't know what Google was, if Google was even there, and I searched it in, and one of the first things that came up is, no, he's not dead, he just came out of the closet. So apparently he didn't die. He said he was gay, and then someone was mad that he was gay and started a rumor that he died.
Interesting. Well, the straight version of him died, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That could be it. So porn, huh?
Yeah. Is that were you looking that up in your dial-up internet as well? Judy Winslow?
Yeah, Judy Winslow porn. I look that up all the time. Yeah.
Got it.
You got me.
Got it.
I don't even remember Judy Winslow.
I mean, I remember a small girl being there. I don't really remember her role in the show or whatever. Actually, you know what I saw? I forget where I saw it. Some picture for some red carpet event, but from Full House, DJ Tanner. I'm not sure how old she is, but she has a 15-year-old daughter, which I feel is a little.
Candace Cameron, I believe her name is.
That's exactly her name. Do you know what what DJ stands for in DJ Tanner?
Donna Joe.
Donna Joe. Look at you.
Man.
Boom.
I wish I could say I knew that, but I was not going to get that. So thank you, Anthony.
You're welcome.
I'm not even going to lie. I'm like, oh yeah, I knew that.
I got your back.
Brian, who's better stand up, Bob Saget or the Cash Cab guy, Ben Bailey?
Joe, don't
right.
you even think about this? It's Ben Bailey.
Okay.
I hate how much you like Bob Saget. I really do.
No. I love Bob Saget. I do. But Ben Bailey's stand-up is just so good, and I haven't seen it as many times as I've seen all Bob Saget. So if you told me right now I could watch one, I would watch Ben Bailey's. Just for his whole bird skit. It's so great. All the birds talking about like flightless, nearly flightless. It's so awesome. Like anyone who has not listened to that, it's called Road Rage. It's on Netflix. Watch it now. Stop listening to this and go listen to that. I condone that.
That's solid advice. Just stop. Here's something that's better. Change the channel. Not stay tuned. Please change the channel. Here's the channel you should type in, actually.
Yeah, no. If you have access to Netflix right now, shut off this podcast and Road Rage Ben Bailey. You will not regret it, and we won't regret losing you to that. He needs a new special.
Is that his only one that you know of?
Yeah.
It's the only one I know of. I don't know if he has other ones. I know Dana actually told me she went to a comedy club in the city years ago, and he was there. I'm like, damn it! Like, I wish I knew you then.
There's some big comedy show coming up in at PNC in a couple weeks. I'm forgetting what it's called now, but the headliners are Louis C.K., um, Bill Burr, um,
Is that just the comedy festival?
couple other guys. I forget what it's called, but it's coming up at PNC in a couple of weeks. I was thinking about checking it out. Might as well see who the rest of the lineup is. I'll see if I can try to figure out the name. But I love going to comedy shows live and discovering.
Comedy Fest.
It is exactly the Oddball Comedy Fest. Thank you. Was that AOL search that happened to be so fast?
It was.
Yeah, I'm still a big Dogpile fan, if you guys remember that search engine.
Do you remember Smarter Child?
Yes.
Smarter Child made my mom so worried that I was talking to like some random stranger. It was the weirdest thing. It was like, hey, IM me stuff. I answer immediately. Like, what was the point of that? Do you even remember? Was it like to make kids think they have friends?
I think it was just programmers showing off to.
That might have been the effect it had on you. But
yeah. Someone's plaything ended up being Brian's plaything, I guess. But
Smarter Child. Brian was the only one that he ended up giving up on. He's like, I'm not answering you anymore. I don't got time for this shit.
Smarter Child starts making excuses to Brian. Oh, I think my mom's calling me. There's dinner. I'll talk to you later.
Wow, remember those AOL days where like away messages had to be awesome? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was the thing.
Like I remember like if I told someone like, "Oh, I'll be right back," and I put an away message on, I would get pissed off if they didn't IM me to see what my away message was.
Yep, I would trap people into be like, "Hey, quick question. What are you doing tonight?" Boom.
Away.
Message. Yeah.
You gotta wait for the typing to show up.
I always had such like gangster rap lyrics as my away message too. Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
It was awesome. It was so cool. Like I was the shit.
Original lyrics.
At that time, no.
Oh, Brian.
At that time.
You'd be just so kind and read one of your reps.
No, I don't have any anymore.
See, that's why people loved it. Granted, it was only for a short couple of years, but people loved Blackberries and a BlackBerry Messenger because it brought us back to like our AOL and our AIM days with status updates and pictures and managing a bunch of conversations. Like if there's one my one, and I'm an iPhone guy, if there's one complaint with iOS is that you just can't manage like text messages like you would emails and marking them unread and a lot of those like granular features. I miss that stuff and status updates and things.
Well, what sucked about BlackBerry Messenger, which I would fall into this trap, is, I mean, this iOS has this, but I have it turned off because I'm a normal person.
The read receipts?
Yeah, like,
oh,
I don't want this person, so I read it and ignored it. Like, cause
those would start fights in the BlackBerry world.
Yep.
Like, bitch, I know you read that.
You read
right.
it.
Like, and it just caused problems. And
so many.
I mean, I'm not one for drama. That's not even, actually, I'm really not. I'm not one for drama. I don't care. Like, and I read your message. I know I don't care that you're doing this because I don't want to be a part of it. Like, just BBM was back in like the college days. It's like, hey, you going to class today? Like, I don't want to answer yes. Like, I'm obviously not going to go to class because why would I go to class? That's pointless. Like, just no. It was.
So tying it back to our worlds now, or at least mine and Anthony's world now, what do you hate more, the red receipt for any type of messaging and any type of system, or when people recall Outlook messages via email?
Oh, I don't know. I don't use Outlook.
I hate.
Oh my God! Do you know about the recalling the message, Brian?
No. What happens?
So what you do is someone sends out an email that they either didn't mean to send or it was just not relevant or didn't have the right content or didn't have the right people. And you'll get another notification basically calling out, hey, if you didn't notice, I fucked up. And it says, like, it'll say, like, Brian Rudy wants to recall this message. But, like, it doesn't delete it from the server. It doesn't take it out of your inbox. It's just another notification. It's like when companies send out like an email and then you'll get another one like, oops, take 25% off because we fucked up. It's like, you fucked up? What?
No, what I hate. Oh, go ahead, Anthony.
Oh no, you go first.
I would say what I really hate about Outlook, and I don't know if other emails do this. I only seen this with Outlook with my work emails. When someone emails you and they make it urgent, so when you open it, it has to send them like a notification that you read their email. Like, what is so important that you need to know as soon as I open this email? Is that important? Pick up the phone and fucking call me. Like, don't email me and be like, it's urgent. When did you read this? Like, no, just call me. That bothers me the most.
I have a lot of coworkers that cry urgent emails because they mark it on everything, and I just don't read any of them anymore.
And reply all.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
God.
Reply. Okay, there's a reason why I hate this so much, though. So every time a new person starts where I currently work, they send an email out, like a welcome email, where they give a little background about themselves, and there's like a template. You answer these questions, you ask a few questions, you send a picture of yourself, blah blah blah. Right? Send it out. It goes to the whole company. Then people in the company start replying all.
Uh-huh.
And pretty much the first 50 are people just going, hey, welcome.
Right, but you can just send it single, like to the person.
Exactly. There's no reason to reply all, and it drives me up a goddamn wall until my boss was like, hey, you should just hit M, which mutes the emails in Gmail, and I no longer get
What?
Yeah, blew my mind. It archives and mutes the rest of the replies to that email.
Oh yes, thank you. Does it work in Outlook or is it just Gmail?
I don't know if I'm sure Outlook has a similar feature.
No way. It's associated with Microsoft. No way. It has a useful feature.
So my reply all, my job, I do a lot of work at the VA hospitals and government facilities. They don't do things very well. Everything takes forever. Everything just sucks. And we do installs there. And there's so many people that need to know what's going on, like that do not really need to know. Like the person, like a random ass technician does not need to know that something's being installed, but they feel they do need to, and their email address has to be on there. And there are a few people that need to know, but everyone replies all. And the most recent thing that happened to me, I needed to go, it was on wherever it was, that's actually irrelevant to what I'm coming up with. They need to prepare for me to be there. So, like, they need to talk amongst themselves. So someone writes, like, are we ready for this? Reply all. And I'm on this email string. I'm like, fuck. So then someone writes, I'm preparing. That's it. That's all I wrote. And someone else said, I'm on the 4th floor. Come up and talk to me. And someone else like, I'm coming up now. Like, guys, come on.
I love when I find myself on a string of just someone else's internal conversation, especially when it's not even my organization. It's like they don't bother to look at who's on the chain, or just you need to. What we're not taking into consideration is how many people just don't give a shit about their jobs. Like we say, oh, maybe I don't care, but we do care. Deep down, we care, at least that we want the jobs, but some people just don't give a shit at all about anything.
Right. And these are all government employees, so we know they don't give a shit.
I've got a fun reply. Actually, I had to use Outlook for an old job that I was on, and there was clearly a conversation going on prior to when I got looped into it on the email, right? So these people must have been going back and forth a few times on the thread, and then they looped me in and asked me a question. Did
you at least get the earlier part of it, like tagged?
It was completely collapsed on me, so I just read the question and answered it, but they asked me to tell this person too, so I replied all because there were 3 people on the chain at this point. Because when they sent it to me, they also CC'd this other person. Okay, so I just replied with my answer, and that person got the email, and that person decided to expand and read all the way down back to the bottom. Little did I know that I was throwing my boss under the bus at this point, because him and one of the other employees were completely trash talking this guy earlier on in that email.
Well,
so
hopefully you had the string to cover yourself.
What? Oh, I didn't. It didn't. It had no effect on me, and nobody cared that no one was mad at me.
Oh,
They
all right.
they realized after the fact that they really should not have sent that to me. I shouldn't have even gotten it. But anyway, that caused a whole big thing, and this guy comes storming over from across the office, and he's just yelling at this one dude that was on the email chain, and I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? And we had this in this office. Have you ever seen those inflatable sharks?
Yes.
Those remote control inflatable sharks?
No.
Really? Okay, it's a gigantic like helium. I think you fill it with helium, and
It's
got
like a blimp
it's like
shaped
yeah,
shark, more
exactly,
or less.
and it's remote control, and you can fly it through the air. Okay, I know this seems very off topic, but we have one of these in the
This
office.
whole podcast is off topic.
I know this is off of the off topic, but anyway, this shark thing that we have in the office. These two guys they're like at each other's throats, screaming at each other in the middle of the office. Some guy tries to break the tension. He goes to the shark. He gets the remote control, and he slowly guides the shark over to them. Slowly. You see it come out from around the corner.
Doo-doo.
You see it come out. And these two guys are screaming at each other until it just hits one of them in the back of the head. Immediately diffuse the situation. Everybody's laughing. Every office needs one of those.
Did he at least do what I was just doing and hum the Jaws theme?
Yeah, he did, but they couldn't hear him. He was right next to me, though. I heard him.
That makes it so much better.
He was really proud of himself, too.
I would be, too. What's not to be proud there?
Everybody was hysterical.
I love little office shenanigans like that kind of break up the tension. So a big problem in my office is it's one floor. It's a big floor, but it's one floor. It's one big open space. We're into this collaborative environment, which really means zero privacy. So you just hear, and everyone's just yapping on their phones all day, and you just can't hear yourself think because if everyone's on their headsets and they're walking around and they're headed to the kitchen, they're walking in the bathroom on their headsets and they're just talking. And so a big thing amongst some of the gentlemen in my office is to continue their conversations into the bathroom on their headsets, even if they're into the stalls and just like sitting on the bowl basically and talking really loud in an obviously echoey bathroom as they often are. So a prank that's been being pulled at my office is, although you can control mute right on the side of your headset, mute on or off to calls that you're listening in on, there's the hard mute button on the receiving device on your desk overrides that mute. So there's been a lot of go to the guy's desk, unmute his phone, all of a sudden on a conference call of sometimes a couple hundred people, it's always good for a flush or two. It's pretty solid. If you're lucky, you'll get some sort of streaming, watery brook sound. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Oh man.
Oh my god.
So I mean, I travel a lot, so I have a lot of time to think. And yeah.
Of course, you're a businessman.
So something I was thinking about here. Now, just see this through and think about the future. All right? So we're looking towards the future here. So you know how you can opt into something like when you die, you could donate your body to science?
Sure.
Yeah. Now, I am a man of science, as I've described numerous times. So you die, you could donate to science. Your body is now part of science to make some discoveries and make life better towards whatever. You could donate organs when you're alive if you really are an idiot, or like they actually do take live organs to science, not to people. It's very I do research. Anyway, that's a little off topic. So yeah, you could donate things to science. You could participate in different testings like experimental drugs or procedures and get paid money for it. And you don't know what's gonna happen. Like you could be taking this experimental pill that's supposed to like grow hair back, but really what's happening is your dick's gonna fall off. Like you don't know, but you're getting paid, and that's okay. So this is where I'm getting at now. Now a problem that we have in society, obviously we have like cancer sucks, and we don't know much about like kids when they get diagnosed.
What are you saying? saying.
Just
You're having a hard time getting this out.
I'm not
Just
getting hard time getting it out. I'm getting
there. Just get there.
Yeah.
Get there.
So like when kids are sick with something, we don't know much about how to treat them because like we don't do any testing on kids. So what I was thinking is like a lot of places have homeless problems. So what if you took two homeless people and made them have a kid? Saying of a hobo baby.
Brian,
Yeah.
Brian,
Yeah.
just stop.
How are you gonna facilitate the aid them have a kid?
I don't know. Just in a perfect world, you get these two homeless people.
This is not a perfect
world. A perfect world.
All right, hear me out here.
You want to take bum fights a step further. You want bum orgies on the streets.
I mean, it's happening anyway, so let's just hope none of them makes offspring. Sorry, so we get bums. We get them. We say we're going to pay you. That's how we get them. We're going to pay these bums. We'll give you housing if you guys have a kid. But you don't get to keep that kid. We do. So they have a kid.
This is how we get them? Do we actually pay them, or are we it sounds like we're tricking them.
Well, I mean, we can't trick them. They're bums. Doesn't matter. They'll fall for it. So we get the bum baby now. Now we have a kid, and it's a bum. It's not a loved child. It's a bum child. So we could do tests on that baby, right? So it's not
wrong.
No. So
don't trick us into attempting to agree with you.
It's for the good of science. We're taking a baby and we're testing it, but it was a baby that was probably going to be born with some kind of like disease. It was a bum baby, so like it's not going to have a good life anyway. So we just donated the baby to science.
I think the only thing I can agree with here is that if you say you're a man of science, they should certainly be running some tests on your brain, and we can kind of see and maybe make some learnings there.
I'm just getting that like we have so many problems with babies. We don't know what to do, so we make a baby that no one is going to care about, as terrible as that sounds, and we test it. And we learn. Nope, no one's getting on board with testing hobo babies?
I can't.
I can't get on board with that. And I'm on board with a lot of sketchy stuff, but I'm not on board with that. No, I'm not even on board with the idea of that.
In my head, it sounded good. Like, you know, like, all right, like, you know, children's like NyQuil and children's NyQuil, like children's Tylenol. How do we know that works? Like, are we testing it on babies? Probably not. We're just guessing. Let's lower the dosage. Say it works on kids. Now we get a hobo baby. We can actually test it on that baby. Be like, tested, works.
I would imagine there's some level of testing that goes on before they say roll the dice, give it to a baby.
I'm with Matt.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get my very good friend Dr. Bob. I'm gonna see if I can get him on here and school you sometime in the future.
Dr. Bob?
Dr. Bob.
Is this a real doctor or is it like a wannabe doctor? I deal with a lot of wannabe doctors.
I don't know what that means, but you know, the state of New York thinks he's a doctor or knows he's a doctor.
Wannabe doctors I consider optometrists.
Oh, don't even get me started on optometrists. Although I have a quick story, so get me started on them.
Optometrists are pieces of shit, and I hate them. You're not doctors.
So I needed new glasses, and I've got all sorts of eye problems. So I should always go to the ophthalmologist, always, right? Even for a basic eye exam, so they can check out my shit. I've got a couple problems with my eyes, and I always need to keep a close eye, on like my retina. I'm susceptible to have like a detached retina, and I have to go to the emergency room and such. I really should go to the ophthalmologist once a year. But as you guys both know, I just moved, so I just went to ZocDoc, which I'm all about. If you guys aren't all about ZocDoc, I suggest
I'm very familiar with ZocDoc.
I suggest you get on it. So it's basically a Yelp for doctors, right? And it keeps track of your calendar and what appointments and checkups have you had this year. So I go on ZocDoc and I type in my address, and I get all the eye doctors, as they group everyone together, because they make it for they group everyone, but still I know better, so I don't blame ZocDoc. Great site. I just Google my area or ZocDoc my area rather, and it comes up for eye doctors, and the first one 5 stars, really close. I'm like, perfect, and I click on it, and she's like really hot. I'm like, double perfect, and I wasn't thinking about it. and I booked the appointment, and I just had it, and like half the time she was just guessing, looking at charts and stuff, and like you ever just in those situations where you're like, I really wish you weren't like because she was a hot chick, I hated her even more in that moment because I didn't know how much of this was that she just sucked as a doctor, how much was this that she sucked as a person, and I was just getting all sorts of aggravated during our encounter. Long story short, don't go to optometrists.
Yeah, we have a school here in New York, SUNY Optometry, which is a SUNY school that trains optometrists. And my company has a contract with them, and we sold a lot of stuff to them. So these kids have a lab, and in the lab is all our equipment. So I had to go there and train these kids. Now, I like to talk, and I was like not really a teacher, but as far as they knew, I was a teacher. So I was that cool teacher that let them do what they want. But like we did like yeah, don't make that face. So we did. I was talking to them like and just introducing different stuff. So one of them like said like I want to be an optometrist. My dad's an optometrist. So like oh that's good. Like why else like everyone else like what do you want? Why do you want to be an optometrist? Like why? Let's make you choose an optometry. And little do they know like they're thinking like I just care, but I really want to know why they're taking the easy way out and not just becoming ophthalmologist like a real human being. And this one kid was like. I wanted to do something easy that I can make money with. I just looked at him and I said, thanks for being honest. Like you recognize that your field you're going into is bullshit and you're just going to rip people off the rest of your life and rip off insurance companies. Congratulations, fucktard. Fucking. So anyway, back to bum babies.
I love watching Brian go on his little rants.
I go on a lot of rants and bum babies, that's going to be a thing. We're going to test babies and they're going to be babies of bums. I'm going to petition this to the government.
Did you just quick question? What was the name of the school? You just said SUNY.
SUNY Optometry. It's in it's on.
And then did you clarify that with saying it's a SUNY school for optometrists?
I did because
just in case.
No, I did because when you think of a SUNY school, are you thinking of a school that's going to shit out fake doctors? I'm really not. No, so I had to clarify that we actually have a SUNY school for optometry. Okay. SUNY fake.
The name in no way implied that.
No, well, how do you know SUNY like stuff for that? Maybe it was an acronym for something different.
You didn't specify what the acronym was. You just repeated it.
I suppose that's correct.
Right. Like if someone doesn't know English, just say it louder and slower.
Yeah, that's translating.
Right. That's all Google Translate does, really. It actually just pumps out English louder and slower.
I tried to use Google Translate when I was in Puerto Rico, and it didn't work too well. And I know a little bit of Spanish, but I feel like they get more mad when you try to speak their language instead of just speaking yours and confusing them. So
yeah, I think that varies by what language you're trying to speak. Like if you're in France and you attempt to speak French, they respect you, but not so much with other languages.
Well, I don't have respect for any French people, so I wouldn't really attempt anything French.
So you love Canadians, but you hate French? I feel
like there's a difference between French and French Canadians.
French?
French?
Oh Lord, the French are assholes.
Yeah.
Where the beer flows like wine.
There's a reason that we freedom fries and not French fries. Fuck those guys, right?
Oh my
god. I just yeah. Fake doctors, it's all I've been working with. Like in like my professional career really. I worked with chiropractors who are the biggest shitheads in the world that think by cracking someone's back. Do you guys know what chiropractors actually believe by any chance?
No, I didn't know it was a theology.
Yeah, you thought. So first,
is this the one with the alien that came and birthed in the volcano? Is that this one?
No, that makes more sense.
Oh.
In chiropractors, they do something called an adjustment, which is when they like push on your spine and adjust it. Now, the first adjustment was actually discovered by mistake in, like, I think Iowa, one of those middle states. Someone fell onto something and hit their back, and their back felt better after it cracked and they hit something. So these jackasses, they decided to just start cracking people's back and charging insurance companies for it. So they do an adjustment, and what they say is they realign your spine, and in doing that, it helps increase the flow and production of white blood cells to fight infection. Yeah,
Huh.
that's what these assholes believe. And like I was saying, I did a lot of work with them. I used to do like ultrasounds and nerve testing. So we would do nerve testing and we would see like, oh wow, like they actually have a nerve problem here, like something needs to be done. And these chiropractors would be like, oh well, now I know where the issue is, so my adjustments will be more accurate. It's like, what could be more accurate? You're just pushing on somebody's spine. What are you going to do different that you know that they have a pinched nerve like somewhere? Like, you're not going to do anything different. You're just going to keep. They get 12 visits a year usually, or 15 visits for insurance. You're going to just adjust them 12 to 15 times a year and then just be like, oh, you're magically better now until January when you get more visits.
I'm sorry, the one thing that just stood out to me during that, while you were explaining that to me, you have a very interesting tool set. You know, I know, Brian, you were fishing, you were delivering pizza, you were managing a pizzeria, you worked with the nerve. What was that last one? Nerve what?
I was a nerve specialist.
Nerve specialist, ultrasounds.
Now
you fix Terminators?
Do you want to? We can go through some of my jobs here. So, my first job was with you, obviously, at the pizzeria. While at the patzeria, as Matthew used to call it, I had several other jobs. I worked at City Hall with my aunt for a couple summers. I taught autistic children.
Right, you did do that. I don't know who would trust you with their kids, especially after the hobo kid story.
Yeah. More importantly, I think those kids taught you a couple things.
So yeah, I taught autistic children. I worked at Toys R Us, got fired from there.
Yeah, you did? Oh my god, how did I forget about that?
And tell the story about when you were at Toys R Us when you saw me.
All I remember was I didn't know you were working that day in Toys R Us. I happened to be in there. I was looking at some board games.
Did you know I was working at Toys R Us? I really didn't tell many people about that.
I knew that you worked at Toys R Us, but I didn't know.
I knew that you worked there too, and I don't know how, but it was very mysterious that all of a sudden you just had this other job that you didn't tell anyone about. Like, why did you go and get a job there?
I wanted extra money.
I feel like you wanted a discount on video games. Is that fair to say?
No, you don't get a discount on video games, and you got a 10%
discount on.
Did you just say we? Are you still at Toys R Us?
No, I got fired.
Well, you got fired this day that I'm bringing up, correct?
No, I didn't. I got fired later for something else that I'll get into after you tell this.
So all I remember was I was in the store. Like I said, I know Brian works at Toys R Us at this point. Didn't know he was there. Didn't see him while I was there. All I remember was I was looking at some board games, and in the distance, across the Toys R Us, you just hear someone go, "Fuck!" Now, I think nothing of it. Pause for a second, stop reading the game, look up as like, what? And then go back to reading the back of the box. And then later, at the pizzeria, where we all work together, Brian tells me a little story. Brian?
So I got stuck on my register, and you had to clock out at Toys R Us. The way you clocked out was the price scanners. You would just scan your ID and it would clock you out. And anything over 15 minutes, you had to get a manager to approve your swipe out, like so you couldn't like just steal overtime, I suppose. So I got stuck on my register and I was like, I need to fucking clock out. I need to fucking clock out. And I ran over to the one. Now this was around Christmas time, and the scanner I ran to was in the back where babies was. And I scanned my ID, and I was supposed to clock out at like 6 o'clock or whatever it was. So 6:15 was the latest, and it was no joke. Like 6:17. It was like 2 minutes past. I'm like, maybe it'll just work. Like it's gotta just work. And I scan my ID, and it says, "Please see manager." And as he screamed, like at the top of my lungs, like, "Fuck!" Like, just And now again, I'm in the baby section, and it's Christmas time. But nothing really came of that, though. I don't think.
So this wasn't the firing story.
No, the firing story, again, it's Christmas, so like you have like your whole routine you got to go through. Like you need batteries, you need a gift receipt, you want to make a donation for Toys for Tots, all these things. So the donation for Toys for Tots is what canned me, if you will. Um, so this woman had a
Was
big.
that an attempt at a pun?
It wasn't really a pun. I just kind of want to say if you will because I don't say that often, and I just
Alright.
felt like a good time to say that.
Carry on.
So this woman has a full fucking cartload of shit. Now, I worked in I think they called it the R zone at the time, the electronics part. But around the holidays, like people were allowed to check out in there that weren't just buying video games because it was so crowded. So it wasn't a good area to be bringing up a lot of stuff. So it was annoying. And this woman had a big cartload of shit. And start ringing her up now. I see she has a big cartload of stuff. I know I'm gonna be talking to her for a while. So I'm going through the whole like spiel of you need this, that, and everything. So the last thing I ask is, would you like to make a donation for Toys for Tots? So she tells me, oh no, I made one through my son's school. Very innocent. And also very innocent, she has a full cartload of stuff. I'm like, it's really awkward when it's quiet. I'll make some conversation.
Oh God.
So I was like, oh, that's nice. What school does your son go to? Oh no, I said, oh, that's nice. What grade is your son in, and what school? And she goes, he's a sophomore at St. Peter's High School. Now, I went to St. Peter's High School. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I went there. And now this bitch, because
Whoa! He just jumped it up a few notches.
I have done nothing but make small talk very nicely with this woman. And now she makes an accusation here that to this day, I still don't understand how someone can actually do. So because I'm working in Toys R Us, ringing up her toys, apparently that means I'm beneath her, and she assumes I'm uneducated. So she told me when I said I went to St. Peter's, her immediate response was, I should have gone to college. Now, I was standing there, a college graduate who just needed extra money to pay loans.
Wow. She jumped down your. Oh man.
Yeah.
If this is the. Wow.
And this is the exact speed of how it played out. Like, oh, I made my son's school. Oh, cool. How old is he in? What school? Oh, he's a sophomore, St. Peter's. Oh, I went there. Oh, you should have went to college.
Wow.
So I
Wow.
thought, since it happened at that speed, it happened quick. Now, I was like, wow, what the fuck? But I didn't react right away. I'm like, maybe she's just one of those people with no filter. I have no filter. I say dumb things all the time. So I was like, let me just give her a little benefit of the doubt here. Maybe she knows shit that was mean. I'm sorry. So I said to her, excuse me? Just like that, like a little stutter, like, excuse me? And she goes, yeah, you should have went to college. Lost it.
Wow. That's when I killed her, Your Honor.
Wow. What do you mean lost it? You just you go off on this woman and got fired on the spot, pretty much.
Pretty
Slammed
much.
her head into the cash register.
Now, I don't think my parents listen to this, but they don't know this story. They just think I got let go because it was holiday help. But they're gonna find out if they actually know how to use technology and listen to this. So what happened after she said that? Now, I am not a big user of the C word.
Oh God, did you drop a hard C?
A bunch of them, but
Oh
At
boy.
Christmas time?
In Toys R Us.
so she said it again, like nasty, like, yeah, you should have went to college, like yeah, you're right, I'm a fucking idiot, I work in Toys R Us because I'm uneducated. So I was like, still rather calm. I was like, that's really like a rude accusation. And she's like, well, you should have did it. I'm like, how do you know what I've done and haven't done? And she's like, well, you're working here. And I was like, oh, you what? Like you assume I'm a fucking retard because I work at Toys R Us? And she's like, I don't like your attitude. I said, I don't fucking like anything you're saying right now. And I'm going like ape shit. I don't remember things I'm saying, but I'm cursing like crazy.
Well, you had to have drawn a crowd at this point. Like, or was there already a long line?
Matthew, it's like December 20th in Toys R Us.
So, like, did you get to see when I'm in situations like this in public? You know, what I like to do is make eye contact with people around me and try to rally the troops against the person that I'm arguing with.
Well, here's the thing. They'd probably be rallying with her because they don't know what I'm so angry about. They probably just think like, oh wow, this crazy person just had it with holiday shopping. He's flipping out. So they wouldn't really know. So she's like, I want to speak to your manager. I'm like, great. Let's call him and tell him what a bitch you are. So, so now the manager's already on his way because like he heard all the commotion. So the manager gets there. And he goes, okay, guys, calm down. What's going on? Because I'm livid and I'm screaming and she's screaming back at me. And he comes there and he's like, what's going on? So she starts talking. I said, no, what's going on is this woman is a fucking cunt. And he goes, Brian, go stand over there. Yeah, so I had to leave the area and surprisingly was not fired on site.
What?
This isn't the fired story?
Oh, it is, but what happened after that was this manager, he was actually a very nice guy. And after the lady probably got like $1,000 gift card to Toys R Us and everything else that she probably got for free out of that, he brought pulled me into like one of the offices, which is a sad excuse for an office. Like if you're a grown man and that's your office, I'm sorry.
Should have went to college.
Should have went to college.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's talking to me and he's like, all right, what happened? So I said I was just going through what we had to go through. And when I asked her for Toys for Tots, she said she made one through her son's school, asked what school it was. And it was the same school I went to. So I said that. And then she immediately followed that with, I should have went to college. And this guy knew that I was a college graduate. Like, he was nice. Like I spoke to him about different things. And he's like, well, that's unacceptable of her, but you can't react like that. And I said, well, I gave her like a little leeway in seeing if she knew what she said by not jumping down her throat right away. And then she repeated it. Once she repeated it, the gloves were off. And I look at him, and now I'm sure there's microphones and cameras everywhere because of the way he answered this. I said, you're going to tell me. Now, I knew this guy had a business degree, as we were talking about school. So I said to him, I said, you're going to tell me if some woman tells you that you should have went to college because you're working here, you're not going to get angry? And he's like, well, I would keep it together and just, go from there. And he's just like nodding his head at me. I'm like, oh, he obviously can't say what he wants right now. So he's like, well, we're going to have a meeting about this. So the meeting actually did not include me. And I was scheduled to work the next day, and I got to work. I was told I was on probation, which probation at Toys R Us means you're the asshole that needs to go up and down those step ladders in the middle of crowded aisles where everyone is shopping and bring down all the extra stock and stock it. That is not an easy thing to do in a crowded Toys R Us. So I had to do that for a couple weeks, and then once like New Year's came, they're like, yeah, you're done.
So they milked you for all you're worth.
Pretty much. And technically, because this guy did like me, technically I wasn't fired. I was considered holiday help, so my service was done. So I technically don't have to say I was fired from somewhere.
Clean record, baby.
Yeah, which I definitely appreciate that. But I mean, come on, the fucking nerve of that woman. Who you're gonna tell me you guys wouldn't have flipped out?
I think we have a little contest this upcoming holiday season. I think we should all get jobs at Toys R Us and see who can get fired first.
I win.
No, you have to get fired again.
You have to get fired again.
I can't.
He's not going to
Get hired.
I can't legally work there.
He's not allowed within 200 yards of a Toys R Us.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm probably not.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I have had a lot of jobs. That was by far the best one, obviously.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's good. That's pretty much everyone's dream to kind of just hate a job, go out guns blazing like that. You know.
No, yeah, that would be, but I didn't get to go out guns blazing. If I got fired on the spot, like, yeah, don't come back here, then I went out guns blazing. No, I was their bitch for a couple more weeks. Then it was like, yeah, we're done with you. Like, I didn't go out guns blazing. They went out guns blazing on me. Like, yeah, they just got the last laugh. Like, we're gonna pay you next to nothing for a little bit longer and make you suffer, and then we'll get rid of you.
That's why you gotta go back.
I will never go back to retail. Nothing against people who work retail. I can't do it. I cannot do it.
Listening to your story, I'd rather be the ladder stock guy than the person that has to deal with everyone, cashier style.
Well, you know how they say 3 strikes, you're out. So that was technically my 3rd strike. The 2nd strike was kind of the fuck. The 1st strike, like, I didn't work register to begin with. I worked in the video game area, and I would just, like, I knew a lot about games. So I would just help, people what they were looking for. And the manager there was this young girl that didn't give a shit about anything, and she needed to go. And this was literally like my first week there. And she gave me the keys to the cases and was like, "Oh, someone's gonna come relieve you soon. Like, just hold these keys and open the case if you need to, but don't worry about it. It's not a big deal." Now I'm like, shit, like I'm brand fucking new. I don't know anything, and nor did I really care because I mean, it was Toys R Us. Like, I wasn't taking it serious anyway. Like, yep, keys. I'm gonna steal some shit. Like, just like kind of like thinking out in my head. But then what really happened is shit got stolen. If you remember the layout of Toys R Us, like behind the register, there's glass cases that have most of the new releases in them. The one closest to like the exit was left open. Now I didn't open it, and there's cameras fucking everywhere. Now I didn't open it, but I certainly didn't close it. And I don't remember what game it was, but someone grabbed like a fucking handful of games and just walked out of the store. And they pulled me into like the little like security office and showed me the video of me walking past a cabinet and it being wide open and not closing it. And then them telling me what happened after that, and like, you need to pay attention, you can't walk through that, like you can't just walk past an open case. So I said to them, like, now again, I don't really care much about this job, but I'm not gonna fucking let like this is not my fault. It was my first week. So I said that. I'm like, listen, I don't even know why I had these keys to begin with. I mean, this is my first week, and I'm not a manager. I'm not like one of the key people. Like, I don't hold this shit, and it just got thrown on me. And like, well, that's kind of irrelevant. You walked past an open case. Like, this has to go against you. I'm like, okay. So that was really my first strike.
I think they were all in cahoots. I think they were setting you up. I think it was an inside job. That's what I think.
Yeah. All right.
Could be.
I'm just picturing this security footage of Brian just slowly moping right past the open case, like really slow, because you know how he moves, like a sloth. And he just like slow turn, look at the open case. This is how I'm picturing it. You look at the open case and
looks at the key, looks at the key, looks at the open case, looks at the key, and then just keeps walking.
I'm gonna stop you right there because I was gonna like say, oh, you're completely right. Like, I did mope right past it, except I saw the cases open, and then you nailed that I saw the cases open. I didn't know why it was open. I didn't open it, so I just figured, all right, that case is open. Cool. There's a lot of games in there. Whatever. Like, I didn't know. But,
oh my god.
Security footage. Brian looks at the case, exaggerated shoulder shrug, keeps walking.
This is the exact like freaking thing that happened. So they show it, and it looks like it's in slow motion, like just me like going past. So like, I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if they're slowing it down for me to see something. And then you saw someone else walk by in like real time. I'm like, oh, I'm just like moseying by. And as I walked by, like half of like the distance of walking past this case, I was just looking at the open case.
And then they're like, so what do you have to say about that? And Brian goes, that's not me.
You can't prove that's me.
Yeah. I should have did something like that. I really don't remember much of what I said.
That's pretty intense for Toys R Us being like, let's take a look at the videotape kind of thing. first week.
They had cameras everywhere.
Well, look, weren't they just looking at the feed because the games got stolen, and then like, oh, look at this douche.
No, that's exactly it. The games got stolen, so they're like, well, we gotta look at the camera here, see like why they were taken, and then boom, there's me being an asshole.
So did they ever see who took them on camera?
Yeah, they did.
Were they fired on the spot, or did they become stock boys as well?
It was like a customer that stole it. It wasn't a worker.
Well, I don't know if they're a customer if they didn't pay for it, but I see.
Right, but I mean, like, it wasn't a worker; it was a civilian.
Got it. They weren't in the Toys R Us army. They were just
Right.
plain clothed.
Did you ever hear of the game Keep Away from the Red Shirts? Did you ever hear of that?
No.
It was something that assholes used to play in Toys R Us. We had to wear red polos, and now they're locked up, but the bikes used to not be locked. Like, you used to be able to like sit on the
They're
bikes.
not locked.
I think they are now at Toys R Us now.
Oh, maybe in the one on Sun Island.
Yeah. So they never used to be. I think they're locked now because of
A bunch of animals over there.
Right, and that's where this game, Keep Away from the Red Shirts, we had to wear red polos, so these kids used to get on the bikes and play Keep Away from the Red Shirts, meaning
Yes.
they ride away, like from us, and we would yell at them to get off, and there would be like them on the Razor and Mongoose scooters, like running around, the bikes riding around, just screaming like assholes.
Bunch of hooligans.
They're running away from Brian. They're like, "Aren't you gonna do something?" And he's like,
Yeah.
I don't care."
Yeah.
The kid rides away really quickly, and Brian just goes, "Fuck!"
Well, while we're on Toys R Us, this is also 100% true. So, when you were on our register, like when you were just like walking the store, like you were supposed to walk around, like help customers. So I always used to like just walk around like in areas that I knew things, like the puzzle areas and stuff. I would stay in, I would like all like easy things. But there were so many people working, so I'm like, oh, I'll just walk around. So I was just walking around the store, wasting time, and I found myself in like the little girls section. And this mom comes up to me and she's like, do you know what the best doll for a girl this age is? And I just look at her. I'm like, do I look like I know what the best doll is? Like, why would I know that? She's like, well, you work here. I'm like, lady, yes, I work here, but I don't know why you're asking me about dolls.
You do work at a toy store, and you are standing near the dolls. I feel like it's a pretty logical question.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign with the lady on this one.
Yeah, I think she's pretty reasonable.
Why would a man who is walking around on his cell phone, not paying attention to anything, know anything about dolls?
You were the worst employee ever.
It was Toys R Us.
Doesn't matter.
Brian, in all seriousness, you should have went to college.
Sigh of defeat.
No, not a side defeat. I have no words because
That's a good. You know, we'll bury this now. It was a rough time in your life. Things have since turned up, and now you have it for the stories. You should be pretty happy about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a rough time, I suppose. I was looking for jobs and such, but I just want, let's get off Toys R Us. Let's go somewhere else. Where else can we go away from Brian being miserable at things? I guess. Well, this is a terrible segue, but if we're talking about miserable stuff, we can actually talk a little about Robin Williams.
Yeah, that was
Devastating.
Yeah, that's pretty horrible news.
Yeah, you guys both seem pretty shooken up, and I just assume I'm dead inside. It sucks. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's joyful, but
I don't even know about all the reports about like the specifics, but just the thought that he's relatively young guy with no medical issues that I'm aware of. He's 63, I want to say.
Yeah, 63. Well, I guess depression is considered a medical issue, I suppose.
Sure.
I don't know much about like his case. Like apparently he was having into drugs, he was in rehab. Like it really does suck. And the reason I'm saying like I must be dead inside because like all these people, there's this huge outcry on Facebook, like all these things.
Well,
Like
yeah, but before you even get into that, like, no, this doesn't personally affect any of these people, and that drives me fucking crazy.
right,
All I'm
that really
saying is that
bothers
it
me.
really does. It sucks that we lost like an awesome comedian like that. Like, and he was really cool, made you laugh, made you feel good tons of times. And I'm not saying like this is like it's not like it's a personal loss for me. I'm very upset that he's dead. It does not affect me personally, and I think these people need to shut up.
Yeah, that pisses me off
And
more.
that's how I feel about when any of these things happen, though.
Um,
They like to throw themselves into the tragedy like it's part of their life.
yeah, but Matt will probably recall this as I start talking about it, but Robin Williams actually ruined my childhood. He really did. Um, so when we were younger, he had a movie called Flubber,
Mm-hmm.
which then all throughout,
Something just came back to Matt.
all throughout grade school and some intermediate school, my nickname was Flubber.
Awesome.
And I have Robin Williams to thank for that joyful time. So,
Yeah.
not that I'm saying I'm happy he's gone, but he did ruin my childhood.
Well, not him. I seriously doubt it was his idea to call it Flubber. Even though in the movie it was literally his idea to call it Flubber.
Also, a remake, not an original movie.
Correct. Also correct.
Well, to stupid kids in like third or fourth grade, that was not a remake. That was, hey, there's a movie Flubber. Hey, you're fat. Come here, Flubber.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So if that's your least favorite Robin Williams movie, what's your favorite? I'm always partial. I know he did some great work with Dead Poets Society, obviously Good Will Hunting, and the serious roles, but he is forever Mrs. Doubtfire in my eyes, and I love him for that.
Miss Doubtfire is a good one, but to me, he is forever Peter Pan.
Oh man, all right, that's respectable.
Yeah, that's it. Like when I'm gonna remember him now, I'm gonna remember like the Rufio chants and stuff like that.
Jumanji?
No, Jumanji also ruined my childhood because of nightmares.
It was pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
What about the Birdcage?
When that came out, my parents would let me watch it.
And then you never watched it?
I never cared enough to go back and watch it.
Well, that's a solid movie.
It's really funny. Nathan Lane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so great together in that movie.
Yeah, it's good.
They're gay in that movie, right?
Yes.
That would definitely be right up my alley. I like that humor.
Yeah, I think they run a club slash
a gay cabaret owner and his drag queen companion agreed to put up a false straight front so that their son can introduce them to his fiance's right-wing moralistic parents.
Hilarity ensues.
That does sound pretty.
It's awesome.
I love
if
you go back and watch. So we were a bit too young to appreciate trailers. I think in the early '90s, especially. If you go back and watch early trailers from the '90s, they're all exactly the same. They had 8 trailers, one for each genre of movie coming out, and all the comedy ones were the same. And it was even that same guy more or less doing the voice of the trailer, and it was just coming this summer.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Well, Anthony didn't give us his. It was Birdcage. Was that yours or Matt's? I kind of.
No, I just brought it up because I thought the movie was hysterical.
But before you give your favorite and least favorite, I'm gonna make a correction because Matt just assumed Flubber was my least favorite because of the nickname, but it was not. It was actually I liked that movie. And I got the star in it, so of course I liked it. My least favorite was absolutely Patch Adams.
Mm. Yeah, I wasn't a big Patch Adams fan.
There was nothing good about that movie.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
there was a bunch of movies where I was very on the fence about his role. To be honest, I don't know if I'd call it a great movie or not. Like a lot of attempts later in his career at serious movies didn't go as well as early in his career. Like that movie Jack, where he was kind of like it was like
Are
it
you
was
saying
like
Jack was later in his career? That was like early '90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if Jack was early '90s. We can certainly look that up, but I just I didn't like I got what the movie was supposed to do, but it had like
96.
96. All right, so mid 90s. It's one of those movies where I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be a comedy or not because it's Robin Williams. Then you watch it and there's kind of sad parts, and I guess the acting's okay, or even good, but the movie just kind of sucks. Like the story just kind of sucks.
I remember liking Jack actually.
There's for me with Robin Williams, there's two things that come to mind immediately. The first one is the genie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, a
All
lot.
right, he's amazing in that. And the second isn't even a movie. It was this like I think it was his first HBO stand-up special.
Live
Live-
from Broadway.
Oh
Live
my
on Broadway,
God.
3 hour special. No one does that.
3 hours of madness. It's so good.
Yeah.
How you doing, Bob? Just a little anal leakage. Want to get in the pool, Bob?
He is sweating profusely.
Oh, the whole time.
Yes.
He's He's hairier than Brian, like by far.
Yeah, in that stand-up, he talks about a monkey wanting to have sex.
Actually, I stumbled upon this literally today, and it actually has nothing to do with Robin Williams just passing away. But there's videos that Robin Williams met Coco the gorilla, the one that was really smart with the sign language, and you gotta Google this video. Him and Coco the gorilla for like 10 minutes just have a huge tickle fight. But it's not even meant to be funny. Like he went there to learn about Coco the gorilla, and she kept signing to like go tickle. She wanted to be tickled and chased, and Robin Williams was just tickling and chasing her around. It's just hilarious. It's hilarious because it's not supposed to be hilarious. It's filmed like one camera documentary style about the gorillas, and there's just two gorillas, Robin Williams and Coco just going at each other.
Did you just call Robin Williams a gorilla?
Oh yeah, he's called himself a gorilla many, many times over in referencing his hairiness.
Yeah, I guess I do recall that.
Yeah, but I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire for me is just the movie that has some of the best one-liners ever. It's such a quotable movie, which I'm really into in my 90s comedy genre. My favorite quote from the movie isn't like there's a lot that people like quote, but I know like us three especially love quoting lines that people don't necessarily remember that we think is really funny. And there's one line, so obviously Pierce Brosnan is kind of dating his ex-wife, right? Mm-hmm. And when hearing about so he's in character as Mrs. Doubtfire, and his ex-wife Miranda is describing Stu, her new boy toy, played by Pierce Brosnan, to her, and Robin Williams dresses Mrs. Doubtfire, and his whole reaction was, Stu, more of a thick soup than a name, really. And that's the funniest line in the
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
I think it's absolutely
that's gold.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Do you remember how creepy he was in Photo Booth?
Ugh.
No, 1 Hour Photo. 1 Hour Photo. That's it.
1 hour photo. Yeah. Wow. He's. I wonder. This is a good head-to-head stat. Who's made more movies, Robin Williams or Nicolas Cage?
I think Nicolas Cage has made more straight to DVD and Netflix pieces of shit. Have you seen how many movies he has on Netflix that make like just dumb action things that I will eventually watch?
The internet loves Nicolas Cage.
Have you seen when they do Enter the Cage on Saturday Night Live on the Weekend Update?
No.
All right, Andy Samberg dresses up like Nicolas Cage. He gets this ridiculous receding hairline set up, and he just shouts pretty much the whole time. And on one of these special skits, like he wasn't a host or anything. Nicolas Cage happens to be there for the skit, and it's Enter the Cage with Nicolas Cage and Nicolas Cage, and it's the two of them sitting next to each other, going back and forth, feeding off each other. And Seth Meyers he's like, "How is this possible?" And he's like, "In an attempt to be in every movie ever made, I've cloned myself." And he takes it like a champ, like the whole skit. It's really great.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
Cage match.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I don't think I don't know where I'm going. I lost my thought process. It's gone.
Man,
I have no thoughts.
you're not going to survive very long in the business world thinking like that.
No, but it's okay because
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying when I can't survive, I can just tell Anthony to bring us home because this shit has gone on.
Yeah. That's all we have for this week, everyone. Thanks again for listening. You could always reach us on our Twitter handles. I'm at AEJ Costanzo. Brian is at big_Bruins. Matt.
Yeah, one more thing before you give Matt's Twitter, because Matt doesn't even know what it is and doesn't use it. Definitely tweet at me, big_Bruins, if you think we should be testing hobo babies. I want to hear what you guys think. Hobo baby testing.
Tweet at me if you're genuinely concerned about this man. Matt, what are you? You're at Matt in Limbo?
To be honest, I don't check it.
Matt, who made fun of me for having an underscore, has 2 underscores in his Twitter handle. Just
Twiddle.
is
And his Twiddle handle.
It's Matt_in_limbo. You fucking retard. Oh, who has underscores? You have 2 of them.
We're more than happy to answer your emails and even possibly read them on the show if you email us. What is our email address? sspodcast1@gmail.com.
We had an email.
Get out of here.
Do you
Stop
guys...
it! Stop it! Save it! Just save it.
I gotta know. Right now.
Do you guys have access to the email account?
No. How would we have access? Did you give anybody the account information?
I don't know. Hold on.
No, you didn't.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Hold on. We'll do it now.
Yeah, go for it. He could just edit it earlier on or whatever.
No, I'm gonna just leave
it
here.
for it. All right, go for it.
I'm gonna leave it here. Fuck
Right.
edit. I'm too lazy to edit. Nothing is getting edited here. It's just going straight up. We record, content goes to you, no edit. It's better that way. Okay. Sup, guys? Rob from Detroit. Just kind of wanted to say you guys can be funny or you can be dicks. He goes on to say, I don't know to think if you guys can be genuinely nice people or, like I said, dicks. But either way, it comes across funny, and I find myself enjoying it, even if dicks are what you guys are and or like.
Oh my God.
Thanks, Rob from Detroit. So yeah, if you wanna be on the show, possibly not at the end, sspodcast1@gmail.com. I will try to remember to put it on and read it.
Yeah, maybe we can get enough of these that we just read those, because those are the funniest part of the show so far.
Oh my God, that was great.
Yeah.
Oh, and a big thank you to everybody who's listening, because we had like a tremendous amount of downloads.
Oh, yeah, we so the last episode we did, I think it's just because the typical podcast audience are like horny teenagers, and we had a girl's voice on it this time.
So to answer Rob's question, just a couple of dicks.
So yeah, like we had a girl, Melissa came on, and Melissa was fantastic. And Melissa's gonna come back because that episode got more downloads in 5 days than all the other episodes we did. So I'm gonna just chalk that up to we had a female podcaster.
Also, there's no telling whether or not Matt's gonna show up.
I'm just a wild card.
What?
Do you guys? I don't know if you're just quoting this, but do you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah. You're not the wild card. Wild card.
I cut the brakes.
Wild
card.
Oh man. Yeah. all about the emails. I want more emails. I want only Brian to have the account information so things like this can happen. And it's gonna
Yelling Feeny?
Yes. I was yelling Feeny. Look, it's Eric doing Mission Impossible.
Feeny! Oh, that was a new one.
Oh, yes. The best Feeny quote is got pictures? No, you got no proof.
You got nothing.
Oh no, yeah, shit, I screwed up the best quote. I do that a lot. I screw up a lot of quotes because I don't really pay attention or recall things correctly, as you know. So I just fuck it up. Well, as Anthony said,
Well,
and that's
big
all
gulps.
we got.
Big gulps, huh?
So
All right.
we hope you enjoyed, and like Rob, email us even if you're calling us dicks. We'll read it and enjoy it and have fun. And just to clarify, that was not my friend Rob who called us dicks, although he probably will call us dicks anyway. That was a random ass Rob. Thank you, dick.
Yeah. I'd love to have Rob on the show. This is a call out to Rob in Detroit. I would love to have you on for a couple minutes.
How about
They still have internet in that city?
sorry.
Ooh.
Oh. You know what though? He probably doesn't live in Detroit. He probably lives in like some suburb of Detroit, and it's like, oh, Detroit's cool.
Oh, those
I
are one
live
of
in
the.
Detroit.
That's definitely one of those cities where you're like, oh, I live in Chicago. No, you live in Illinois, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely not in Detroit. He's not in that Motor City. He's in some bullshit suburb.
Yeah, Rob, you're a dick.
I'm calling you out, dick. Rob. Oh, we've had 2 emails. We have completely alienated both of these.
That's great.
people.
Yeah, because he's gonna get to the end of this episode, he's gonna be like, "Ah, they didn't even acknowledge my email," and then you just fucking tear him apart. That's,
well, you know what, Rob, if you got this far, and you get back to us, you can come on. Not the next episode because I don't want you on that one, but maybe the one after. You can come on and chat with us and tell us about the suburbs of Detroit and how white and rich they are.
and all kidding aside, thank you for actually writing in and listening. We do appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, Rob definitely right back and tell your friends, hey, they spoke about me on a podcast that not many people listen to.
They think I'm a dick. I
made it big. But yeah, if anyone writes a nice email next time, I will try not to alienate you. I mean,
That's a lie.
That is a lie. If you are going to email this show, just know I probably will make fun of you in some fashion. Just getting that out there. I apologize in advance, but it's in my blood to be a dick to you. I'm just saying.
Motherfuckers.